welcome to the next hour where we are going to be looking at the southern states. You just saw from 6 to 7 p.m. we showed you the results, or rather the opinion polls for Kerala. For Kerala and Puducherry, and now we're going to Tamil Nadu.
I tell you, if these were the results, Navika, then a lot of hearts would have failed today.
Hearts would have failed, the political narrative would have changed, and many people would have got their bottles of champagne out, while others would have completely disowned us, that we don't know what the reality on the ground is.
This election has no national implication. I think they're living in cloud cuckoo land because there is a very definitive national implication of all these 5 elections.
Absolutely. And before we get on to Tamil Nadu, it's only fair that to viewers who are joining us at the top of 7, let me just tell you how we've divided our next 4 hours. We'll tell you Puducherry and Kerala. We'll do a recap, then Tamil Nadu. Then, of course, at 8 o'clock, Rahul's going to bring you the Assam opinion poll. At 9 o'clock, we'll get you West Bengal. And at 10 o'clock, the national picture. But first, let's take a look.
Are there surprises?
Of course. Any election in a country as diverse as India, there are going to be surprises and there are going to be new messages.
That means there are going to be questions asked of Yashwant Deshmukh, the editor-in-chief of C Voter, who will be joining us. So if you have any consternation about this particular projection, please address it to him. We'll have him there for you.
If there are any errors, if there is anything that goes wrong, Yashwant Deshmukh is responsible for it. That's the statutory warning. But let's first look at Puducherry. UPA, the Congress and the DMK is looking like this. They're coming down from 17 to 12. V. Narayan Swamy, his never-ending feud with the governor of Puducherry, Kiran Bedi, bringing them down to 12. The NDA, which is the AINRC, BJP and ADMK, and NRC really holds the key to this one. They go up from 12 to 18 in a 30-seat
But there's a caveat here, isn't there? If this alliance is not seen, it is not fructified. Actually, right now, just about half an hour back, the BJP has conceded that, look, let Mr. NRC be the chief minister. No problems with that. They had a few reservations about it. That set the cat amongst the pigeons. The UPA suddenly said, okay, we've got a chance. We're in with a chance. But I think the BJP has pretty much realized that they were being a little too ahead of themselves in thinking they were the senior partner.
Yes, ambition is a good thing, but sometimes ambition can destroy everything, and therefore the BJP seems to have pulled back. And we have a statement coming in from NRC actually saying that we're working out, and in a day or two they will announce their alliance, and the chief ministerial candidate will not be from the BJP, and that's the way it's looking. So this is Puducherry. Kerala up next. And after 30 years, we're going to see the left government coming back, 91 coming down to 82. That's a
first time in 30 years.
First time in 30 years that a repeat of a party, a repeat of a government will take place. And Pinarayi Vijayan, despite all the problems, all the charges against him, still seems to be in pole vault position because he's going to possibly repeat his term in the Chief Minister's office. And Rahul Gandhi, despite being in Wayanad in Kerala, is unable to convert.
This is a problem for the BJP in Kerala. They've really invested in this state. They've seen some growth, but it just hasn't happened.
In terms of conversion to seats.
Yes, and usually, Navika, in seats or in states rather, where, and even in seats where the Congress is in the picture, the BJP has been gaining at the expense of the Congress, but this time
But that's
with the
because
UDF,
the formula doesn't work here.
It doesn't work here.
The Hindu formula does not. It is not the Hindutva.
They're trying,
but the Hindutva agenda has been seized by the LDF. So probably the only state where the left parties are looking at the Christians, they're also looking at the Hindu votes, and they're looking at possibly even the minority Muslim votes, and therefore they are in the strong position. BJP at 1 seat stays where it is. Rahul Gandhi's charisma doesn't seem to work. When he was in Amethi, it didn't convert it for the Congress in Uttar Pradesh. Now he's in Kerala. It's still not converting for the Congress party, for the UDF right here in Kerala. So those are the two states, southern states of one state and UT.
Let's look at Tamil Nadu now. That's going to be an interesting one, viewers. Stay focused. We're starting first not with the numbers. We're going to keep you in suspense. We are starting with what is usually referred to as qualitative questions. And these are the questions that we have posed. Who do you think is the most suitable candidate to be the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu? Now, these two gentlemen who have been in the driver's seat, unfortunately, are not looking the brightest stars.
Absolutely. But
Mr.
one thing is
Paneerselvan,
settled. There is one thing settled that definitely Palaniswamy, Edapati Palaniswamy is definitely more popular than OPS. So EPS versus OPS. EPS is ahead, but EPS versus MK Stalin. Definitely it is Stalin who is in a position to form the government, 31% versus 38%, and Stalin has been groomed well by Karunanidhi, is from the family. Here, there is no family dynasty that's coming out. EPS not a relative of
and you know what is really interesting?
Jayalalitha.
That the BJP's Kamal may not bloom. Neither is the other Kamal, the star Kamal blooming. And look at Rajnikant. Had he actually contested, there would have been even problems for Rajnikant.
He's at 4% because he's not contesting.
Possibly.
It would have been higher, but whether a superstar actually becomes a choicest chief ministerial candidate, still not proven.
Those days, would you say, are over for Tamil Nadu?
Well,
should we go across to Yashwant and ask him?
Charisma of Jayalalitha versus charisma of Kamal Hassan.
Didn't work on you. You went to interview Kamal Hassan. It didn't work on you.
Well, the north-south divide stays. He's a very, very courteous and gracious gentleman. But does it cut it? Does it cut it as far as popularity ratings on the ground are concerned, Yashwant Deshmukh? And that's the question everybody is asking after seeing these numbers and percentages.
Well, you know, Kamal Hassan could have been a great multiplier, but not as a winner on his own. I mean, as I said, the numbers are very clear. And Rahul just mentioned about Rajnikant. Even in the higher side, Rajnikant never really polled more than 7% in popularity rating. So actually, it was very wise of him not to go ahead with his political plan, because he was nowhere the kind of marks that he might have thought about entry of, say, for example, other film stars in the political battleground. So he took a wise decision that he went out. What is the differentiator here, Navik and Rahul, is that Mr. Stalin was pretty much groomed for 15 long years by Mr. Karunanidhi, while there was no accession plan as far as Jayalalitha's camp was concerned. So maybe Mr. Stalin hasn't really 100% filled up, but yes, to a large extent, he has filled up the vacuum as far as the leadership question of DMK is concerned. While on the other side, the rest of the leaders in AIADMK, including Mr. Sasikala, they actually were no more than pygmies, to be honest. When compared to Jayalalitha.
I think what you're saying, Yashwantji, is very, very interesting, because at the end of the day, viewers, if you just look at these numbers, it tells you that while some scions are groomed over a period of time and they are in a position to take on the mantle, there are others still in Indian politics who, despite grooming, don't quite make it. But nonetheless, that's another story for another day. Let's go to
let's take the next two questions. And this is different from other states in the country. And let's look at whether the BJP, whether Prime Minister Narendra Modi is able to break the language barrier. They've struck gold in Karnataka. They've got green shoots in Telangana. But is Tamil Nadu cutting across the language barrier, or possibly the Hindutva charisma that BJP holds? Let's take a look at these two questions coming in. How satisfied are you with the current central government led by the BJP? Very satisfied, only 12%. Satisfied to some extent, 22%. So that's about 34%. Not at all satisfied is 53%. So 34 versus 53%. So the BJP government at the center not very popular with people in Tamil Nadu.
And that's interesting, because in most states, this should be opposite. In most states,
in most
especially,
states, when you look at the state level picture and a regional party, possibly the regional party is more popular. But when you
and this is on the approval rating of Mr. Modi now. Look at these numbers. 51% don't approve of Mr. Modi's performance individually. So this is also very interesting. The charisma somehow that holds rest of the country in thrall, not quite translating here in Tamil Nadu. What's the reason? Yashwant Deshmukh, very quickly, what's the reason?
Very quickly, there are 3 states which have been bucking the trends of the Modi mania factor that we have been analyzing. For 6 years, the 3 states who are bucking the trend are Kerala, Tamil Nadu and Punjab. So these 3 states, the numbers were always down. But when you look into the number and the timeline factor, Rahul, you will realize that in fact, Mr. Modi's graph in all these 3 states over 6 years has actually gone up. But yes, when we are so used to, rocket leak the numbers of Mr. Modi in rest of India, that when we see the numbers of Mr. Modi like this in Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Punjab, we are kind of shocked. Oh, is there something wrong? What is happening wrong? Yes, these 3 states are not in the BJP Modi.
That's not a bad score, Rahul. I would say if out of 29 states, if only 3 don't think Modi is...
3 very significant states. I mean, the south, we are talking about, the southern peninsula. And the south...
40 seats that come in, 39 plus 1 that come in from Tamil Nadu. From Punjab, we have another 25 that come in. And Kerala, Lok Sabha seats again in the region of about...
Punjab has 13 or 14 seats in the Lok Sabha.
Punjab has...
No, what I'm trying to say is about influence, really. The South wields a lot of influence, may not be numerically in parliament, but certainly in the mind space. So it is an interesting disconnect, and I don't know where that comes from.
Well, you can look at it like that, but there are others, especially in the BJP, who are going to look at it that 3 out of 29, definitely not a bad score for anybody to have. It's called the top 90%.
Should we ask Narayan Tirupati? Let's ask Narayan Tirupati. Narayan Tirupati, the Prime Minister's own personal image, and we also have Mr. Rajagopalan with us, doesn't really seem to, at least on the ground, move the needle in these 3 southern states. Why do you think this is the case, Mr. Tirupati?
Even not as a state level contender, but at a national level performance. And that's surprising.
No, I would not agree with this particular thing, because even today, Mr. Narendra Modi is the most popular person in Tamil Nadu as far as leadership is concerned. He is the only leader who is acceptable to all. But one thing I can accept is that the disconnect, what you said, is definitely because of the language. This Tamil language, there has been a false propaganda by the media, the political parties and others that Mr. Modi and the BJP is against Tamils and Tamil Nadu. But we have proven many times that these parties, they are conducting themselves professionally in politics. They are trying to create unnecessarily a bad image about Mr. Narendra Modi in the beautiful language of Tamil. That is the problem. So we are trying to, bridge that gap or disconnect. We will definitely do it. But if you compare it before in 2019, definitely it would have come down, because we have taken a lot of efforts. We have tried and we have diffused all these false propaganda.
Mr. Saravanan doesn't agree with you. Mr. Saravanan said this is not about bad publicity. This is just about connect. Mr. Saravanan.
Yes. Yeah, Rahul, you're right, Rahul. The problem here is that BJP is a Hindi majoritarian party. So naturally their policies would not sync with the Tamil feelings, especially the importance they give to Hindi, the way they try to impose Hindi in the state of Tamil Nadu, and especially with regard to the Kaveri issue.
How have they imposed? Why don't you look at the government at the center, look at the way they've managed COVID, look at the way they're bringing back the economy with the schemes that have been announced, with the budget that has been done. Mr. Rajagopalan, do you think, you're a South Indian, you are a Tamil Brahmin, I want to ask you, Mr. Rajagopalan, is it the Hindi that doesn't cut with the people in Tamil Nadu? Or is it really the language barrier?
Absolutely wrong, Navika, because now at least 10 district collectors of Tamil Nadu are from Hindi-speaking area. 22 DSPs, SPs are from North India. the involvement of DMK in anti-Hindi agitation was now receding. Apart from that, now Mr. Saravanan says that the anti-Hindi party, it is Mr. Karunanidhi who built the secretariat, brought people from Bihar. Why should he go to the Bihar then? So therefore, there is contradiction. In every place, if you go to Tamil Nadu, there are Hindi-speaking people are there. Apart from that,
We'll
now
come
you
back
talk
straight
about
on that.
51.
Taking a very short break, viewers. We are coming back with a couple of more questions. The big numbers. Stay with us. Don't go away.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are looking at why the BJP is not being able to cut across in terms of the popularity ratings of the Prime Minister or the performance of the central government in Tamil Nadu. Is it the language barrier? And we are getting breaking news coming in. Kamal Hassan has struck just on that point. And Kamal Hassan's statement just coming in ahead of Tamil Nadu elections, he said the language debate is set to come up again. Why give importance to Hindi? Let Tamil be as important as Hindi. So clearly, as far as the pitch of the elections are concerned, Kamal Hassan picking up and trying to put the BJP,
So very
push
clever.
them.
The Hindu Hindi party is the BJP. Let's all gang up against the Hindu Hindi party. Okay,
and
interesting.
so does that mean
Yeah.
that he's even going to support MK Stalin? I don't know. Let me get across to Suman Raman as well as Shekhar Iyer. Shekhar Iyer, Kamal Hassan picking up the language debate because as of now, they seem to have found that kind of a formula to put the BJP on the back foot.
Well, BJP has had some problems regarding Hindi in Tamil Nadu. Well, of late they are trying to correct the perception, but there is a problem. The problem is Hindi is a very sensitive subject in Tamil Nadu. But what Kamal Hassan is trying to do now is actually he's looking for his space. But just as your survey shows, he's not doing better because what has happened is in terms of perception, Palaniswamy has narrowed the gap with Stalin. Stalin is ahead. DMK has the edge. But if you look at it in terms of perception, Palaniswamy is not actually doing bad if you compare it with the Lok Sabha elections of 2019. There's one more thing I want to point out. You have given 4% for Shashikala. You have given 4% for Rajinikanth. Now, Shashikala has bowed out, clearly indicating that she wants the Amma regime to come back. Indirectly, drawing a distance with our nephew TTV Dinakaran. And the other thing is Rajinikanth has bowed out. Now, Rajinikanth's 4% vote cannot go to the DMK because the supporters of Rajinikanth who are clamoring for his coming into politics were actually anti-DMK voters, Navika. Therefore, what the survey shows is the narrowing of the gap in terms of perception, because Edappadi was doing very badly soon after the Lok Sabha elections. But in a year, you can see that he's building
Let me
up.
ask that question to C.K. Kumaravel, General Secretary Communication of Kamal Hassan's party, the MNM. Let me ask you, Mr. Kumaravel, Rajinikanth not a player, Shashikala not a player. Is that space going to be taken over by MK Stalin, or is it really been vacated for BJP plus AIADMK? Because many people have associated Rajinikanth more towards the Saffron party than towards DMK. And is Mr. Kamal Hassan picking up the Tamil language issue only to queer the pitch now for the BJP on this count?
No, Navika, I was there in the meeting when Kamal Hassan spoke about the language issue today. He said, I am not against Hindi, I am in favor of Tamil. Okay, that's exactly the point what he was trying to make.
एक दूसरे के लिए in Hindi and Tamil.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's exactly what he said today. On a larger context,
no, but Mr.
Today,
Kumaravel, 1 minute. You're bringing in this north-south divide. Isn't it rather irresponsible to be doing this at this moment in time, given the fact that this is not even helping Kamal Hassan? This is a desperate tactic to try and conjure a demon out of nowhere. That's what the BJP is saying to you right now. You're playing a dangerous game.
No. When we say we are not against Hindi, we are in favor of Tamil. Where is the divide coming in? I really
Why
don't
So
see
is that the only
any,
card? Dr. Suman Siraman,
kind of,
is
we are not
language
saying
the
anything
only
against.
card? Because that seems to be what it's boiling down to, whether it's Kamal Hassan's party, whether it's DMK, Mr. Saravanan here, everybody is talking about Hindi versus Tamil because it seems that's the only way you can try and stop the BJP in its march as it does in other states.
No,
Well, this for the opposition,
Navika, it's been consistently the hurt that has been caused to Tamil pride, the hurt. Sir, the question was for me. The question was for me, please.
Narendra Modi, our
Excuse
Prime
me.
Minister. Nobody
Sir,
in India has
the
spoken
question
like
was
this.
for me. Question was for me, please. Yeah, Navika, the opposition, particularly the DMK and its allies, have consistently used the insult to the Tamil language, insult to Tamil culture, insult to Tamil pride as one of the major campaign issues. And let's be very honest, the BJP has not been able to counter that at all very well because some of these things are plain stupid. Last week, a MP from Madurai put out a letter, a reply to his question from the ministry, which came to him in Hindi. That went viral all over social media. And
Dr. Suman Siraman, if you're a supporter of Mr. Rahul Gandhi, then you should actually thank your stars, because if the BJP got even the language issue right and they were able to keep a connect in Tamil Nadu through the Tamil language, then I don't know, 25 seats is what you've got in the alliance with the DMK. It would be possibly down to 5 the next time. That's one way of looking at things. But let's take a look at the next two questions, and that is the question coming up on your screens, ladies and gentlemen, and that is the question on the performance of the Edapati Palaniswamy government. How satisfied are you with the state government's performance? Very much satisfied, 15%, and satisfied to some extent is about 36%. So that makes it about 51%. If anybody was looking at the popularity ratings, Edapati Palaniswamy had a popularity rating of 31% compared to Stalin at 38%, but his government's performance is at 51%, and that's not bad for an incumbent government, a government belonging to a party which has been in power for 10 years.
But you know what this also tells you, Navika, is that when you look at the performance, individual performance, you have an extreme opinion. So you have 40% almost who say that he's a dud, and there are 21% who say we're happy. So if you look at the two extremes, the people who don't rate him actually overwhelm the people who strongly support him.
But I want to...
now, this group...
You have to add this and
so this group is a floating group, perhaps. If you present an alternative that perhaps is charismatic, has the ability, or perhaps can win with a slogan, the confidence of the people, then this entire equation changes.
54%.
Is Stalin the man? Is Stalin the man? Is Stalin this person who actually looks at the fence sitters, and the fence sitters look at him as perhaps being the savior? This
and let
is
me get in Mr. Rajagopalan on this, because Mr. Rajagopalan, you know Mr. Palaniswamy well. I want to ask you, 21% very satisfied, 39.7% not satisfied, but there is a 33% of our opinion poll target group which say that we are a little bit satisfied. So this is a fluid kind of a situation.
I don't think so.
Compare this with the popularity of Mr. Palaniswamy.
Popularity of Palaniswamy is very, on the peak. He handled that corona well. He handled that, cyclone well. He handled these local issues well. And he has given reservations to Vannier and, Devendra Kolavelalar. Therefore, he has moved his coin
you're
very
saying
well.
that don't get this number. This swing vote will eventually go with Mr. Palaniswamy and the NDA. Okay, we'll take a short break. The numbers coming up. It's no use talking about it. The numbers now coming up, viewers, and after that we'll open up this debate. It'll get very interesting. The numbers for Tamil Nadu in 3 minutes. Stay with us. Welcome back, viewers. Time for the numbers in Tamil Nadu. Let's first have a look at the vote share. Navika, look at this. This is a very, very interesting number. Look at the UPA. In 2016, sitting at 39.4. Now the DMK Congress at 43.2. This is very, very interesting. The swing is a positive swing of 3.8. The NDA, which is an alliance of the AIDMK, BJP, and another 43.7 in 2016, down. Almost 11.6% down. Obviously, the Kamal Hassan party picking up vote share, but not translating it into anything substantial there. It's not as if it's even in the double figures. So, but look at the AMMK. That's an interesting number. Had this vote, and if we are to believe some of our psephology, if this transfers to the NDA, then there is a close contest. But otherwise, it's looking very, 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 very decisive in favor.
Very decisive, and that's the way Tamil Nadu has been even in the past. So if you look at these vote shares, it's all set. It's all set. MK Stalin possibly looking at the chief minister's position, and that's the way it's going to be in Tamil Nadu. But let's now go in for the numbers, the real numbers, which is the seat share. Let's take a look at how much the UP is going to get. It's the range is 154 to about 162,
and the median is 158 for UP.
About 58 to 158 that they go to. That's the big number coming up.
60
also,
jump.
NDA down from 136 to about 65. So the AIADMK coming down, and that's a loss of about 73 seats. If you look at Kamal Hassan's party, he's gaining 5 seats, 0 last time, 5 seats this time. Not that great a showing. AMMK is another 3 seats, and others will have 3 seats. Whichever way you look at this, it's a decisive call. And let me go straight across to Yashwant Deshmukh and ask him, Yashwant, anything in your poll which could bring up a surprise, because this is looking pretty much one way, even if the popularity of the chief ministerial candidates, you can say, was close, not as far as the seat projection is concerned. It's a clear DMK victory.
Well, they always say a week is a long time in politics, Navika, but sometimes some things in the trend line, you see, that is why we do the trackers. The Times Now See Voter, we must tell our viewers that it's not a one-off thing that we do a poll for any state once in 5 years. You know, we track it on a daily basis, and we track it just to ensure that we get the trends on a secular basis, whether whatever we are trying to gauge, it is something which is mapped on a timeline and it is holding true or not. So the numbers which we are seeing right now are pretty much coming in the same timeline that have been there. In fact, it could have been worse. In the last 1 year, actually, the chief minister has covered up, if I may say, but it is not good enough because AIADMK faction is basically bifurcated into 2 different parts, and that is not going down well with them. But our call at this point of time is for a DMK sweep, and without bragging, I will just like to underline this, that, you know, Times Group and See Voter survey in Tamil Nadu for the last 20 years, we have never got it wrong. In fact, we have been the only one every time in the last 20 years who got it right. So, Tamil Nadu, we know the way it is.
Let's ask how is the blood pressure of Mr. K.C. Palaniswamy, senior leader of the AIADMK. Mr. Palaniswamy, this is 73 seats down for the AIADMK, and MK Stalin in a position as far as the trends on the ground are looking at this point in time. So tie up with the BJP or really getting Shashikala to bow out of the race, not really helping the AIADMK's cause. Is it because of anti-incumbency, or is it because your government hasn't really performed very well?
No, first of all, this is only an estimation. Still, the list of the candidates is yet to be declared by all the political parties, and the difference, even there are chances for improvement. But still, the problem is, even while you have been talking on it on the Tamil issue, because both the Dravidian parties, both Amma and the DMK have campaigned against Prime Minister Modi in 2014 and 2016, which Mr. Edappadi Palaniswamy is unable to overcome the negative sentiments created by Amma against BJP and by the Prime Minister Modi by Mr. Edappadi Palaniswamy. That is a major setback for AIADMK. But still, this only is an estimation which subject to
Mr.
changes.
Already Kani Modi coming out and saying that this is a vote against the Delhi rule. Is the BJP trying to control the strings of the AIADMK? Is the BJP the puppeteer and AIADMK only puppets in the hands of the BJP? That's what Kani Modi is hinting at. What do you have to say to that?
See, that is what they are saying in the last 4 or 5 years. They have been saying this because they thought that the government, AIADMK government will go, but it did not go because of its majority and Mr. Edappadi's popularity nowadays. So, Kani Modi has to say like that because he is in the opposition. But we have to understand that,
You've used the AIADMK to pull you out of tough situations, in Rajya Sabha votes on bills. So, it's not wrong when she says that.
No. Even the AIADMK has voted against us during important bills. You have to understand that. So even DMK and the Congress and the Communists have voted in favor of the bills which AIADMK and the DMK
what is very interesting? What is very interesting here, if you really look at the DMK and the Congress alliance, I think the DMK has learned one very important lesson. Don't give Congress too many seats. If you give Congress too many seats, Bihar will happen. If you give Congress too many seats,
Tamil Nadu will happen. It happened in 2016.
Let me bring in Vijay Dharani. Vijay Dharani, this is a lesson that has been sort of, very well fleshed out by the DMK, and it doesn't really look good for your party. The Congress now reduced to really someone who's riding on the coattails in a state where once it had a significant presence. This is not good for you.
So, no. See, actually, we have been given more numbers earlier, but the winnability, seats that would win, always matters for us. Last two occasions.
One second. Let me just ask her 1 second. Vijay Dharani ji, your leader Rahul Gandhi said that in the north, in the north and in the south, voters behave differently. In the south, voters are clever. They ask the right questions. They go into issues. Now, all the issues that Rahul Gandhi seems to have raised have not helped the Congress. Stalin has done an effective job of limiting the Congress, in fact. If anything, had Rahul Gandhi's poll pitch been the one that swayed the sentiment, he would have recognized it and given you a large number of seats. But he's constricted it. That's the problem.
No. See, here is a case you have to very clearly understand. It's not, we have to clearly understand, Tamil Nadu is unlike any other state in North India. Tamil Nadu and Kerala are totally different, particularly Tamil Nadu. You have Congress has been not in power for more than 55 years, and particularly the Dravidian parties have taken up. And they have been continuously ruling.
That's the question. Anyhow, we're going to take a short break. You're not growing, and that should be a very problematic. Because
and
again,
that's the reason.
G23 will start talking again.
When we come back, I want to ask Saravanan that question, because MK Stalin and Karunanidhi gave 40 plus seats to the Congress into 2016. This time it is strategist Prashant Kishore who says 25.
Just about 5 minutes ago, we showed you the numbers of Puducherry. And it's very clear that the NDA is probably going to win Puducherry. In Kerala, the Congress, and you said yourself, Rahul Gandhi is an MP from Kerala today. It's not translating. And in Tamil Nadu, Stalin has been very clever. The Congress is shrinking. This really in the South is bad news for the Congress party viewers. The BJP was never a factor. The Congress was looking for some amount of redemption. That's not happening. And that means bad news at a national level for a bipolar system. We're taking a short break.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Saravanan one question. Mr. Saravanan, MK Stalin, has he been the hard negotiator or has it been a diktat from your new strategies? Because that's the only difference between 2016 and 2021, where you've cut the Congress from a 40 plus to a 25 seat partner for yourselves.
No, Navika. We have always been in the habit of forming rainbow alliances right from 1967. In 2019, we projected Mr. Rahul Gandhi as the prime ministerial candidate. Therefore, we gave 10 seats to them.
I'm talking about 2016. Forget
yes,
2019.
I'm coming to that.
Your strike rate in the
Rahul,
2016 elections was more than 50%. The Congress was less than 20%. I want to ask you, was that the reason for your loss in 2016?
Yeah, see, in 2021, our leader, Mr. MK Stalin, is projected as the chief ministerial candidate. Mr. Rahul Gandhi endorsed it. So there has to be some give and take.
I'm
that is the main reason. We have a strategy.
2016, did you lose because of Rahul Gandhi?
We lost because of various factors. And in 2021, we are going to win because of everything. Our leader and because of the alliance.
Rahul Gandhi or because of MK Stalin will you win?
We are going to win because of the hard work our leader, Mr. MK Stalin, and the strength of our alliance.
Well, Vijay Dharini, just look at the way the Congress is being seen by your own alliance partners. 40 plus down to 25 seats this time around. I just want to ask you, what about the self-respect of a 125-year-old party?
See, now already the alliance talks are over and we have settled for the number of seats and now you need not create some kind of a rift between the alliance.
So there is a rift. There is अंदर पसीने में जलन आंखों में तूफान सा क्यों है कांग्रेस के?
No, Navika, nothing like that. There is no rift. Our chemistry is very good. And
we are going together.
The mathematics is bad. The chemistry may be good. The mathematics doesn't show anything to Rahul Gandhi and Ashutosh.
That is what Yashwant Deshmukh says.
Tamil Nadu Chief Minister EPS reacting to Times Now's poll projections, confident of NDA victory in Tamil Nadu, he says. Ashutosh.
Ashutosh ji, sorry for coming last to you, but what's your biggest takeaway? And do you think the Congress is completely now a marginal player even in the South?
See, the 3 points. One is, I think we are giving, I think it's very creditable on the part of the EPS that despite the demise of the Jayalalitha, he could keep the AIADMK intact. And it did not disintegrate because there was a great danger of that. Second point, I think that Stalin has emerged as a leader in his own right, despite Karunanidhi not being there. And today, if a party is winning there, a lot of credit should go to the Stalin. Rahul Gandhi, I think the Congress party, after the demise of Mr. G.K. Mopanar, has not found a single leader who could emerge as even the pan Tamil Nadu leader. I think it's because of this. And if they are getting 25 seats, I think they are more than lucky to have those 25 seats. I think Congress doesn't even deserve 25 seats also in Tamil Nadu.
Viewers, we are coming right back after this short break to Assam, Bengal, big states coming up also. We've done the South. 8 o'clock, watch out. It's going to be big.